Hey everyone, I'm so excited to have Randine here with us. She's going to tell us all about her upcoming workshop. Randine is a registered social worker and a published author and passionate about all things parenting. Hi Randine, nice to have you.
Hi Kelsey, thanks for having me this morning.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. So did you want to tell us a little bit about the philosophy behind I don't want to give it away and tell the title. I mean, lots of people I think know it now, but a bit about the philosophy or what you are hoping for parents to walk away with from this course.
Hey, yeah, I would love to. So this is a project straight from my heart that I think is like over 20 years in building it. So when I was in school, I worked with a nurse and did some perinatal work on the importance of supporting parents early on in the parenting journey. And from that point, over 20 years ago, in my career as a counselor and as a social worker, I have seen the impacts on families and individuals when they're not given the supports that they need as early as possible. And where that often comes and plays out is people cope the best way they can with life and stress. And I really love and am grounded in Dr. Gabor Mate's notion that the first way to support people and prevent future pain and wounding and addiction is a woman's first prenatal appointment. And so that is what's helped me realize, having done intervention for 20 years, helping people who are already struggling with depression, anxiety, addiction issues. And when I say addiction, I'm not talking just alcohol and other drugs. I'm talking about eating, gambling, sex, the internet, all the things that we try to do to manage and cope with life. So I want to be really upriver and support people early on in the parenting journey. And that's what's made me dedicate a lot of my practice to helping parents. I think modern day parenting is hard. We're 2 years into a pandemic. I think parents are just the unsung heroes of this journey, along with our teachers and our healthcare providers. And they deserve a lot of support for the amazing job that they're doing. And my group is really based on the premise of supporting and caring for parents. They can show up and be even more of themselves and have a fuller cup to support their kids.
That's so beautiful. You know, it's so interesting. You talk about, intervention and early intervention. We never can know the impact of prevention truly, except that it's monumental, right? Certain things not happening don't get charted or noted, except we notice their absence perhaps, right? But they aren't given as much attention as if the things that do happen. And so I love this, the early years and really being able to support parents to be the best they can for their kiddos.
I agree. And, I'm reminded of the notion of gifts and gaps, and every parent of every generation has always done the best that they can to parent with what they have, the tools they have and the supports that they have. So there's inevitably gifts that they've bestowed onto us and gaps. And so to me, supporting parents early on helps them to honor the fact that they have been bestowed with some nice things and things that they can pay forward, but there might be gaps in their own self-awareness, in their own ability to manage and regulate their feelings. And so with so much pressure in our world, I just thought, creating the village would be an opportunity for parents to be able to feel supported, to name and notice just what's going on in the world, to credit themselves with the amazing job that they're doing, and to know that there is the ability to kind of fill in some of those gaps and self-parent. It's kind of, I don't know if it's a buzzword, but self-parent where there were those gaps, and that we can fill a little bit of those in ourselves, but it's through our community and feeling connected with other parents that we realize all things parenting, they're normal, they're hard, they're beautiful, and we will be able to have a lot of resilience and strength and get through them together.
Arnie, that's really beautiful. I love that, gifts and gaps. I haven't heard that before, and it's such a gentle way of acknowledging, hey, the piece that we walk away from as grown-ups from our childhood. And yeah, that idea of like parenting ourselves or reparenting or that inner child piece, right? Those wounds that we hold, for sure.
Yeah.
I know you have an amazing PowerPoint presentation, so I want to make sure we get to that, or you can
Okay.
dive into all things. So why don't you open that up, and then we can really give people a sample, a taste of what they can gain from the village. And even that title too, Village, is so beautiful. So I'm a new parent myself with a COVID baby, and I've been blessed to have a few people in my life that have babies around the same time. So I have felt connected. And yet for so many parents through this pandemic, there is even greater isolation. So this concept of the village is so beautiful and so important, I think, at this time. Hey.
Yeah, and I know I've shared it with you before, but congratulations on becoming a parent. And I know,
He's the best.
I just, isn't it? And I know that you're all things health and wellness for people, and you've been so dedicated in your career to further just the support that people have in navigating their life and feeling self-worth and compassion. And so I'm really excited that you were sharing now this journey of parenthood together, and that you're supporting a project like this, because I really feel, working in the mental health substance use field for 20 years, if we can prevent anybody from feeling isolated or hurt or wounded or even broken sometimes, if we can get upriver and let them know that they're worthy, they're enough, they've got beautiful things that they can pass forward, and that they can do some healing themselves to feel like they can even have more in their cup to share with other people in their life. I think it's all about them.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share with everybody that there'll be two sections of the village. The first one is for the early years, the earliest. So from pregnancy on up until basically kids are going into school. We want to keep the groups, pretty similar so that they have a lot of relatability with each other. So the first group will be March 5th to April 9th. And it will be the early years. So kind of pregnancy to a new parent up into 5 years old. Dr. Gordon Neufeld from Vancouver and Dr. Gabor Mate are two of my biggest mentors in this field of compassion, addiction, trauma, parenting. And I really love the simple notion with what Gordon Neufeld says here is understanding connection changes everything. It's just a different lens we put on our eyes. And instead of seeing, for instance, a lot of parenting stuff focuses on behavior of kids. I really like the notion of it's connection seeking, not attention seeking. So when we actually understand that that's the truest need of children, to feel safe, seen, and soothed, is the connection piece. It really invites us and gives us permission to step back and focus on what matters most.
I love that gentle switch of language, but so powerful.
Yeah. So this is the book that I published last summer, and it's a part memoir, clinical, and research-based book. It's got a really nice blend of relatable stories, because I don't think it's about preaching to parents. It's about connecting with parents and being relatable to parents. So I'm really proud. Feedback from people say that that's the most enjoyable part of the book. The research is nice, the clinical examples are nice, but they really smile and light up or shed a tear being touched on the sentiment that I include in the book, the self-memoir pieces. So I really believe that being a part of the village and, looking at what this book has to share will unlock your greatest influence as a parent to be connected with yourself, your children, and actually everybody in your life. So if I've got a book trailer, this trailer on YouTube is actually the coming soon version, I've noticed. So the book is available now, and this is what the group is going to be based on, is the content in the book. So I'll just briefly show you this quick video will give you a sense of what the group's going to be about. Okay, so often when people are thinking of committing to a group, they're wondering, what does it look like? I need a sense of what I'm going to get if I invest my time and resources to attend a group like this. So we've made it into a 6-week group, and we're going to have a nice balance between surprise, connection with each other, and content. So I think we do best when we feel supported and we feel like we can relate, but also give me something new, something to consider, digest, and see if it fits for me or if it doesn't. So each group that we get together, I'm going to cap it in size, so it's a manageable process, so we can feel like we're connected. And it's gonna be a balance of always some inspiration, a meaningful check-in, brief check-in process. It's not a therapeutic group in that sense where we take deep dives. It's about support, and it's about inspiration and getting some more education so we can choose and understand differently to show up in the world. The content piece will, you'll see on the slides there. I won't read them out. I know everybody can take a look for their own self of what we're going to be covering over the 6 weeks. But basically, I took the most powerful 6 points from the book from 20 years of practice to get upriver on supporting parents so that they can take care of themselves, and then they'll be better able to show up and understand their children and take care of them. So the whole family is feeling supported and functioning at a high level, even during times like this with COVID. So, and then we'll do a checkout process and have a final thought every day. So what you'll take away from being a part of the village is, of course, inspiration, because we need that all the time to keep growing and understanding ourselves. We're unfolding every day. We'll feel connected with each other wherever we are. Zoom allows us to be able to connect from far distances. It's not just my clinical or personal experiences. There's a lot of research that will be shared that is being demonstrated as best practice, and people will feel an increase in support. So those are some major takeaways from it. An inspirational thought that I have in the book is, I believe once we appreciate our universal human need for connection and belonging, we have the key to unlock our potential as parents. And I really like this final thought too. I don't know who said it, but your greatest contribution to the world may not be something that you do, but who you raise. So we look forward to welcoming you wholeheartedly and warmly into the village starting in April or March, actually.
Coming up in March, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Randine. That was so wonderful to give people a sneak peek, and I love that warm-hearted welcome to everybody. So if you wanted more information or learn how to sign up, you can check out, we'll have a link below of the website that you can go to and you can sign up and check it out. And we'll also have a link to where you can purchase Randine's book if that's something that's interesting to you as well, because there's lots of really powerful information in there as well. So have a look at the post below. Okay, everyone, thank you so much, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Take care.